there's a couple of things that would be interesting, I think, to say about this video. It's the way it's shot, like the aesthetics that they choose, and then the relationship between the song and the representations of that in the video, because it's maybe not the most obvious, like showing any particular element, but
Yeah.
the song is clearly like referencing this idea of being at the deep end of the pool where you can't feel anything under your
Anything
feet
solid.
solid under your feet anymore, and you might not be drowning, but you have to hold your head above the water
Yeah.
if you don't want to drown.
Yeah, that's true.
And they do go into a pool at some point, so
Yeah, and there's also like representations of other elements also, like wind going through you and, you know, kind of like airy, and also there was smoke and stuff like that, which is like connected to fire and everything like
yeah.
that. So it also holds all the elements once
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. But it's kind of an exposing video, I would say, like for an artist. It's like shot, I'm not sure if it's shot on a mobile phone, but at least that's what they're hinting at.
Yeah.
At
least there's an like idea of intimacy, even though it I don't know if it is scripted or it is not, but you know, it's the idea that we can show and see something very like intimate and private because of the like vertical format and idea that this may be her, you know, personal life. We get the glimpse at even we don't know, but
and that also makes the aesthetics, like when they are in the pool, like pretty different, and like kind of connecting to videos that are put on social media, that when you are in the pool or what you are like doing there.
And this is kind of like interesting because I think it shows like a lot of, at least like the illusion of the material that we or people in general like film for themselves. That is kind of like the material you could like in a way make yourself and film yourself, but also for yourself, because a lot of like our phone material is also like meant for the outside world. But that is kind of like in a way home video-ish, because it's so, you know, intimate and private in a way.
Definitely.
So it seems like little like Peeping Tom kind of situation to watch that video, I guess.
Yeah. You get this insight into the pool.
Yeah. Get the glimpse of the surface underneath the surface, I guess.
Yeah.
It's interesting that all the element talk is basically not an element talk, and it's an emotion talk. Like all the elements seem to be more like about the emotions than the elements themselves. They are just like visual representations on things we go through. Mostly inside, but on some level also outside. But we have like touched upon the also like external life via like these climate change subjects, which we can also like see in music videos nowadays, like political music videos at least, or environmental music videos. And also I think like our thoughts on like cold or snow or stuff like that will also change, because we can't find snow or cold places that much anymore. Not only in music videos, but film in general. If you think about climate change and human-made action regarding it, there's also like this strong road trip / cars and motorcycles in music video scene. And I must say I'm a sucker for it myself, but I think in like 10 years or less, I think it will be seen very differently.
Yeah.
And also like in these days too, I also, at least myself, look at them a bit like, fuck, it's so nice to ride hard, but
Yeah.
it's not so cool to just like ride around in circles, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it is like our visual music video language, at least in the West, but like even everything like around us, of course, like influence also in the music video industry and in the art in general.
Can I comment on something you said before?
Yeah,
Sorry.
of course.
Because you were saying that we're not actually talking literally about the elements, but a lot connects to emotions. And I was thinking that indeed that is the whole point for me to curate something like this under a name of elements, but to point out that we have these conventions of how the world works around us, and we understand them in that way, and therefore like we make it easier for ourselves to understand what is happening.
Is it like a part of making meaning of things that even might have no meaning, but we like try to make everything meaningful?
Yeah, exactly. Like life is meaningless. I mean, of course, we can argue about that, but in a sense, we are the ones that make it meaningful and the ones that interpret everything around us that we see as meaning. And I was thinking about this idea that when you see some shapes that in the clouds, for example, that look like a bunny, or even if it's a car with the lamps and the bumper that looks like a smiley face, like we tend to see these actual shapes in something that is nothing. And as I have read, it's just for our brain to kind of be very fast to react on something if there's some danger, to like see something and respond to that. But in these cases where we are just kind of looking up to the sky and like imagining to see something, it doesn't have that function anymore, but we do kind of feel something about it, like, oh, isn't that a nice like shape in the sky? And then it puts a smile on your face. That is part of what we need to do to make this meaningful, to search for that, to search for a meaningful, some meaning in this meaningless life.
Yeah, and I think that also has like something to do with the patterns we like try to like collect in our minds.
Yeah, exactly.
Like things are connected and we try to like write our own life in a form of a story so it makes some sense, because it's like too hard to grasp the idea that there is no sense.
Yeah.
And if there is no meaning, you are kind of like more free than you are probably willing to be.
Exactly.
So you kind of like have to find the patterns and find some, you know, arc in life in general.
Lankojen synnyttäjän, lohkojen yllyttäjän, ideoiden